Hi, welcome to today's Vinyasa flow. Today we're going to do a mandala flow for those who are new to this kind of Vinyasa sequence. It is a very dynamic flow, and we're going to move all around our mats. It's called mandala because we're going to head the back side of the mat, the front side of the mat. So if you're in your computer watching this through your phone or computer, feel free to press pause, watch what we're going to do if it's going a little too fast for you, and then continue. So take this at your own pace. This is pre-recorded, so you can always pause it, watch it, and then continue. So we're going to start seated in Sukhasana. So we're crossing our legs around mid-shin. So we're not pulling our heels in too tight, letting our knees fall gently down towards the mat. If we don't feel that way, maybe we can place bolsters or blocks to prop our knees up. And we're going to let ourselves settle gently before we start setting the mood for today's class. Gently meeting our breath where it is. Next, exhale, release everything through the mouth, sighing it all out. Bringing your hands in front of your heart, bowing down towards your hands. As we close our eyes to set an intention for today's class. This intention can be anything as staying present with our breath, or a certain way that we want to feel throughout the class, or maybe throughout the day or week. An anchor to come back to throughout our class today. Gently releasing the hands, placing your hands on your knees as you find a long spine. And we're going to take a couple Sufi grinds around the hips. So circles around the hips, feeling the energy of the spine guide the movement. Rounding the back as you reach back, leading the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back. So feeling the whole spine begin to create movement. And it doesn't need to be that big, just gently feeling as you expand the chest and round. To get the other way. Other direction. And we'll meet through center. Switching legs, taking the leg that's in front back, the one that's in the back to the front. And we're going to move in a dynamic way following the breath. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, arms down. And continue at your own pace, finding this rhythm as you move along your breath. Two more. Inhale. Lowering the hands next to your torso. Last one. Inhale, arms up. And bringing your hands in front of your heart, gently bowing down once again into that intention. We're going to be moving in a dynamic, sort of fast-paced class. So it's nice to start with a grounding practice to remember to come back to this throughout the class. And separating your hands, we're going to find our way into all fours, tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip width apart. If it's too much on the knees, some have a little more sensitive knees, you can always place a blanket under the knees. And you're going to push your hips back, coming into child's pose. As you press your your sits bones towards your heels, either knees together or apart, whatever feels best for you. Really reaching the hands against the mat, pressing the hands against the mat, and reaching the sits bones towards the heels. Gently walking the hands a little closer in, just enough so you have space to take the right arm under the left and relax, placing the side of the head on the mat. Staying here. You can always use your intention as a mantra throughout the class when you're in these longer held poses to maintain that presence. And gently walking the left hand back in, coming back through center. Other side, taking the left arm under, left side of the head on the mat. Opening that left shoulder. And gently back through center, child's pose. From child's pose, really finding as much length through the arms and torso as you can. You're going to shift your hips forward, coming into this like modified cobra. And we're going to move in a dynamic way. So pressing the hands against the mat, lifting the heart, bending the elbows. And in the exhale, you're going to push yourself back into child's pose. Using the core to create the lift, protecting the low back. And inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Child's pose. Last two. Moving at your own pace, rhythm of the breath. Child's pose. Last one. Cobra, feeling the shoulders open, the heart lift. And child's pose. We'll all meet in child's pose, transitioning again into all fours tabletop position. As we begin to warm up the spine, inhaling. Opening the chest, looking slightly up. In the exhale, angry cat, rounding the back, tucking the chin and the tailbone in. And continue following your breath. Moving slowly and mindfully. Trying to keep the breath smooth and deep. One last round and we'll all meet in a tabletop position. Placing all toes onto the mat, lifting the hips, first down dog of the class. Taking a second or so, a couple seconds to move around, fidget as feels right. Maybe pedaling the feet. Maybe swaying hips from side to side. And we'll meet in a down dog, in a still down dog. As you reach your sits bones up, pressing the hands against the mat, elongating the spine, and gently placing your knees back onto the mat, finding a kneeling position. Lifting the torso, lengthening your arms forward, and pressing the hips forward, making sure you're pressing the hips forward so you're not sitting into your hips. You're going to hinge at the knees all the way back and press yourself forward, making sure you're using the core to keep the torso and the legs flat. Continue for 6 more. Sides of the neck are long. We're not crunching the neck. 2, last one. And place your hands back onto the mat, tabletop position. Lengthening the right leg back, placing all toes onto the mat. Left arm next to the ear. Finding squared hips, making sure the torso is neutral, lift the right leg up. Trying to keep the low back long. You can either stay here or we're going to take 6 crunches, taking the elbow towards the knee under the torso as we round the back. And exhale, lengthen. 5 more. Making sure to really pull that navel in towards the spine as we round the back. And exhale, 3 more. Last one. Lengthen it out, placing the hand onto the mat, the knee back onto the mat. Other side, lengthen the left leg back, right arm next to the ear. Finding squared hips, neutral torso, lift the left leg up. Belly button in, protecting the low back. Inhale, crunch, elbow towards the knee, and lengthen. If you're struggling with the balance, squeeze into the midline. Feel the sides of the body squeezing into the midline. 3 more. When we lengthen, let's make sure we're not crunching the low back. Last one, lengthen the arm, place the hand down, knee down, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the knee into the nose and lengthen back. Knee towards the left elbow, left armpit, lift, hold, and lengthen back. Knee towards the right elbow, hold, and lengthen back. One more, knee into the nose, hold, and place a foot between both hands. Placing the back knee down, the back of the foot, lift the torso up, low lunge. Belly button in and up, feel the tailbone lengthen back. Either hands on the mat, or if you want to challenge yourself with the balance, you're going to place the back toes onto the mat, lifting your back knee into crescent lunge. Keeping a slight bend in the back knee to keep the hips squared, hold. We're going to bend our elbows coming into cactus arms. In the inhale, you're going to lengthen the legs and lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Last one. And we'll meet in crescent lunge, lengthening the arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down. Step it back, plank pose. Either knees on the mat or not. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Feel free to modify your vinyasas as feels right for you. Lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bringing the knee into the nose, shifting the shoulders over the wrists. Hold belly in and lengthen back. Left knee towards the right armpit. Lift. Don't let the hips drop. Don't let the leg drop. And lengthen back. Left knee towards the left armpit. Hold. And lengthen back. Last one. Knee into the nose. Feel the fire. And place the foot between your hands. If it doesn't reach, no worries. You can assist it with your hand. Lowering the back knee down. The back of the foot. Lifting the arms up. Shifting the hips a little back so you really find the tailbone lengthening and the hips are squared. The crown of the head reaches up, placing the back toes onto the mat, lifting the back knee. If you're being challenged with the balance, you can always place your hands onto the mat, meeting in crescent lunge, finding squared hips, bending the elbows, cactus arms, broadening the collarbones. Inhale, lengthen it all out. Lengthen the leg, lengthen the arms. And back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. And hold here, lengthening the arms up towards the ceiling, placing the hands back down. Step it back, plank pose. Coming through your version of your vinyasa. Lowering through chaturanga, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up, bringing the knee into the nose. You're going to hold. You're going to lengthen the right leg towards the left, trying not to place the foot down. And lower the foot. Lengthening the left arm up towards the ceiling as you broaden the whole front body up towards the ceiling. Lift. And place the sits bones down. Wide angle seated is separating your legs a little wider than usual. And you're going to walk your hands forward. All toes are facing up. Knees are in the same direction as the toes. Maybe placing your forearms, but reaching the heart forward. And walk it back in. Left arm is going to come behind the left sit bone, and the right arm is going to swing in front and behind as you push your hips forward, lifting the whole front body. Just one breath, opening the front of the body and back through center. Placing both legs together towards the back of the mat. Paschimottanasana. Long legs, long torso, walking the hands over the legs, folding over, reaching the heart forward. You might not come as low, but that's fine. We're prioritizing the long spine. And back through center, placing your hands behind you, fingertips either facing forward or out to the sides, reverse plank. Pushing the hips up towards the ceiling, looking up. Pressing the hips up, pressing the big toe mounds against the mat for 3, 2, and release down. Crossing the knees, placing the hands in front of you. You should be facing the other way. If it's too much, you can always just switch sides or bring your computer over to the other side. After this part, we'll end up looking back to the front. So this is what we will be doing throughout the class all the time. So hopefully you'll have fun with it. Hands in front of you, and you're going to step it back into downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bringing the left knee into the nose. Hold, and you're going to lengthen the left leg towards the right without letting the foot press onto the floor. Hold, and place the foot onto the floor. Placing the edge of the right foot as well on the mat. Lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling. Fallen triangle, opening the heart. Reaching back. And place both sits bones down onto the mat. Opening the legs, if it's available, a little wider. Toes are looking up, knees in the same direction. And fold over once again. Maybe placing your forearms onto the mat. If not, this can be enough for you today. And gently walking the hands back in through center. This time placing the left hand behind you, reaching the right arm in a big circle in front and back as you push the hips forward, opening the whole front of the body. For one breath, inhale, and exhale, lower down. Dandasana, bringing both legs together towards the front of the mat. Finding the sits bones grounding, crown of the head reaches up, and walk your hands towards the front, towards the feet as you reach the heart forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, try to go a little further down. And walk the hands back through center. Reverse plank, placing your hands behind you, either fingertips facing forward or out to the sides, and push your hips up as you press the big toe mounds down. They might not reach the ground, but the intention makes the knees remain neutral, so the legs aren't splurging out to the sides. Hold for 3, 2, and release down. Crossing the legs, finding our way into downward facing dog. Feel free to hop back or step it back into down dog. From down dog, step the right foot between both hands, lifting the torso up. Run crescent lunge, arms reaching up, keeping the arms either next to your ears or in front of your heart. We're going to transition into warrior 3. Lowering the torso 30 degrees, and imagine you were getting pulled all the way till your back leg lifts. Maybe bending the standing leg just slightly to square off the hips and find stability. And gently lower the back leg down, crescent lunge. Opening your arms up, lowering the back heel for warrior 2. Looking over the right hand. And lengthen the right leg, bringing both feet parallel to each other. We're going to open the feet just slightly so they're at a diagonal. We're going to reach the arms up, 5-point star. In the inhale, we're going to come into goddess pose. Exhale, lengthen it all out, 5-point star. And inhale, goddess. Exhale, 5-point star. 2 more. Goddess. 1 more. Really opening the hips, holding here in goddess. And gently lengthen it out, releasing the arms. We're going to find our way into warrior 2 on the left side. Bending the left knee, lengthening the right, opening the arms along the legs. From warrior 2, we're going to transition into half moon. If you have a block, you might want to use it to find a little more space and length through the torso. If not, we'll take it step by step. You're going to begin to lift the right leg up as you lower the left hand down, opening the whole torso towards the right side of the mat. Opening the chest. And gently lifting up once again, warrior 2. Lowering both hands down, popping the back heel up towards the ceiling. Keeping the right hand down, lift the left arm up, opening into a twist. Feel free to stay here or step it back into side plank. Coming onto the edge of the right foot, stepping the left foot back, side plank on the right hand. Pushing the hips up, inhale, exhale, lower the left hand, plank pose. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. From down dog, step the left foot between both hands. Lifting the torso up, crescent lunge. Keeping the arms next to the ears or in front of the heart. In prayer, we're going to shift into warrior 3. Lengthening the torso forward. Lifting the right leg behind you, pushing through the heel, flexing the back foot. Hold for 3, 2, and gently find your way back into crescent lunge. Reaching the arms up, inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior 2, holding here. Making sure the left knee is in the same direction as the middle toe. Shoulders are over the hips. And lengthen the front leg. Bringing the left foot parallel to the right. And from here, opening them at a 30-degree angle. So they're sort of out into a diagonal. Reaching the arms up to the sides. 5-point star. Inhale, goddess pose. Exhale. 5-point star. 3 more. Continue at your own pace and make sure that when you come into goddess, you really bend the knees and push the knees out to the side, opening up inside of the thighs. Continue at your own pace. 2 more. And the last one, we'll hold goddess a little longer. Taking a deep breath in, feeling the low ribs tying in together. So we're not splurging the torso out. And lengthen it out, releasing the arms next to the side. Coming into warrior 2 on the right side. Left foot closes, right foot is facing forward, warrior 2. Lengthening the arms, we're going to transition into half moon. Gently finding our way to lift the left leg up, keeping the torso facing the side of the mat as we lower the right hand down. If you don't have a block, feel free to bend that standing leg as much as you need to. Opening the chest towards the left side of the mat. Hold. And gently lower the left leg down, warrior 2. Windmilling your hands back down onto the mat as you pop the back heel up. Keeping the left hand on the mat, reaching the right arm up, twisting open towards the right. Feel free to stay here in the twist if you want to skip side plank. If not, continue by placing the edge of the left foot on the mat, keeping the left hand on the mat, taking the right foot back, side plank. Reaching the hips up, holding for 3, 2, and lower the right hand down, plank pose. Chaturanga or directly into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step the right foot between both hands. Lowering the back heel, placing the foot for warrior 2. Inhale, arms all the way up along the legs. Warrior 2. Looking over the middle finger of the front hand. Lengthening the right arm forward, almost as if I were pulling you through that middle finger, extending the torso forward and lower the right hand down, left arm up towards the ceiling. Extended side angle. Right hip crease pulling back as you open the torso towards the left side of the mat. Inhale and lengthen the right leg out, keeping the right hand inside of the right leg, pushing the hand against the inside of the leg to open a little deeper. Extend the arm up, maybe looking over that left hand, and gently come all the way up. You're going to come into Skandasana, bending the right leg, lifting the left foot up towards the ceiling. Lots of deep hamstring openers today. Opening the chest. Inhale. And exhale, walking the hands towards the left foot, squaring off the foot, stepping the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lifting the left heel off of the mat, keeping the right foot grounded, one-legged chair pose. And you're going to extend the left leg back, coming into warrior 3 on the right foot. Bending slightly the right leg, placing the back foot down, lengthening the arms up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, opening the arms, warrior 2. And windmill your hands down towards the mat. Step the right foot back, plank pose. Last couple chaturangas, I promise. Lowering halfway, chaturanga, flipping the feet, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Other side. Stepping the left foot between both hands, lowering the back heel for warrior two on the left side. Opening the arms along the legs. Long arms. Broadening the collarbones and lengthen the torso forward as if I were pulling you through the left hand, and lower the left hand down, right arm up, extended side angle. Maybe looking up towards the right hand if it feels right on the neck. Lifting the torso off of the thigh. We're not collapsing down. And lengthen the left leg, Trikonasana. Opening the chest. And gently lift the torso up. Bending the left knee, popping the right foot up. Skandasana on the left side. Last Skandasana for today. Opening the chest. The right foot is facing up. Inhale. And on the exhale, lower the hands down, walking the hands towards the right foot. Runner's lunge. Stepping the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. This time, lifting the right heel off of the mat. Grounding the left foot. One-legged chair. Hold. Lengthening the right leg back. Warrior three. Either hands in front of the heart or next to the ears. Pushing through the back heel, and with control, begin to bend the standing leg to come into crescent lunge. Inhale. On the exhale, warrior two. Broadening the collarbones. And windmill your hands down, stepping it back. Plank pose, last vinyasa. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Release everything through the mouth. And step the right foot back between your hands, lowering the back knee, the back of the foot. Keeping the torso low, find the length through the crown of the head. Maybe if you have blocks, it's nice to use them to find a little more height and space to lengthen. If not, coming onto your tips of your fingers, or you can place your hand on your thigh, whatever feels best. And you're going to keep the left hand where it is, reaching the right arm up. Opening into a twist towards the right. And lower the right hand inside of the right leg. Wiggling the foot out just slightly, keeping the foot parallel to the side of the mat. And you might want to stay here as you let the hips hang heavy, opening the front of the left hip, or you might want to lower it onto your forearms. And feel free to either keep the knee close into the torso or let the knee open. Releasing all that juicy hip opening. And gently place your hands back onto the mat, wiggling the right foot between both hands. Step it back, plank pose, directly into down dog. Other side. Step the left foot between both hands, lowering the back knee, the back of the foot. Low lunge, finding that length through the crown of the head. Shoulders roll back. The hips lower, but the low belly is still engaged to support the low back. So we're not just collapsing down. There's a sort of lift as you ground down. And wherever you are, keeping your right hand, either the tips of your fingers or the right hand on the mat, Reach the left arm up, twisting open towards the left. Maybe looking up. And lower the left hand inside of the left foot as you wiggle the left foot out just slightly, keeping the foot parallel to the mat or out to the side if you're going to open the hip, and either staying on your hands or lower onto your forearms. Feeling out, playing around if it feels better, keeping it close into your torso or opening it as you lift the foot. It's two different areas that you're working, so for some it might feel a little better to keep the foot grounded and the thigh closed. For some, it'll feel better as you open to release. Gently coming back from where you came from, wiggling the left foot between both hands, stepping it back, plank pose, downward facing dog. Placing both knees onto the mat, lifting the torso up. Feel free to stay wherever this feels right. We're going to come into camel. We're going to do 2 camel poses. We're going to start with all toes on the mat. And feel free to stay at whatever step feels just right for you. Placing the palms of the hands in your low back, feeling as if the palms of your hands are pushing the hips forward as they lengthen the low back. The elbows reach back almost as if they wanted to touch, and the heart lifts. This can be more than enough. Feel free to stay here. If not, we're going to begin to walk your hands along the legs, reaching for the heels. Same concept of energy. The heart lifts, the hips push forward, and the tailbone reaches down to lengthen the low back. Sides of the neck are long. Inhale, and in the same way you came down, you go up. And one more time. Palms of the hands on the low back. Elbows as if they wanted to touch. And gently lowering down, reaching for the heels. If this comes very easy to you, you're very open in your back, feel free to place the backs of your feet on the mat to go a little deeper. Shoulders are rolling back. Hips are over the knees, not behind. And heart lifts. And gently walking the hands back up, coming into a brief child's pose. And lifting, coming into Dandasana as you swing your legs around, coming into your sits bones. All toes are lifting, facing up, actively flexing the feet, so pushing through the heels. Reaching the arms up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, reach forward towards your feet, folding over the legs. What you're looking for as you reach over is a long spine, so don't just jam yourself to look for your feet. Try to really lengthen, and keeping that long spine, just reach over wherever you land. Staying here for 3 more breaths. And walking your hands back in, bringing the right foot inside. So you don't have to push the heel in. It's just enough so you can maintain the long spine. Feel both sits bones grounding. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over towards your right, either grabbing the leg or placing the elbow outside of the right leg. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist a little deeper, maybe looking over the right shoulder. And back through center. Lengthen the right leg, bring left knee in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over towards the left. Feeling the sits bones ground and the crown of the head lift. Root down to rebound up. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And back through center, lengthening both legs, finding your way onto your backs. Bringing both knees into the chest, massaging from side to side. Either knees together or knees apart. You can either stay with the knees apart, grabbing the knees, or maybe come into happy baby, grabbing the edges of the feet as you pull in one leg or the other. Rocking from side to side. Feel free to make this your movement as you gently begin to transition back into that deep breath, into that mindset that we set at the beginning. And lengthen the legs forward, bringing the hands next to the torso. Finding symmetry between both sides of the body. Taking 3 rounds of breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling as you sink in a little deeper into the ground with each exhale. And finally letting go completely. As you enter Shavasana, I will leave you here. Hope you had fun with it, enjoyed. Namaste.